Do you know about magical tooth fairies? When your baby tooth falls out, you keep it under the pillow, maybe write a little note, and by morning, there is a gift. But did you know that in countries like Spain, the magical tooth fairy is a tiny little mouse? His name is Ratoncito Perez. Instead of a fairy flying in, this little mouse quietly sneaks into your room at night, takes your tooth, and leaves behind a coin or a small gift. A mouse who collects teeth. And today's story is about that very magical little visitor. So get ready and like, share, and subscribe only to DuckTales. Long ago in Spain, there lived a young prince named Leo. You know what? He was only 8 years old, but he was actually going to become king. Why so? Because in his kingdom there was a rule.
Your Highness, in this kingdom, a prince becomes king the day after he loses his first baby tooth.
The queen was very worried. Is my son actually ready? She wondered. So she tried to delay the process. She asked Leo to not go outside and play all the rough games so that his tooth wouldn't come out. And Leo was very scared. I don't want to be king so fast.
I don't want to be king yet. What if people hear me stutter?
And little Leo became very careful. He had to say no to his favorite things. He said no to his favorite caramelized crunchy apples. No sticky sweets. No chocolate. No, no, no. And what did he eat?
I will have just soup so I will not lose my baby teeth.
All of Leo's friends were eating whatever they liked, and they were very happy.
Look! My tooth fell out! Yay!
Little Leo would then quickly check his mouth. All still there.
All teeth still there. Thank God.
But people in the palace started talking. How long must we wait? Our kingdom needs a king. This is what they used to say. So one day, during the kingdom lunch, all the courtiers started speaking very loudly. And they said, what if his tooth never falls out? We should just pull it out. Little Leo sat there, just looking at his soup. And his front tooth, it was already wiggling. Suddenly, all the courtiers began arguing, and Leo shouted, "Stop it! That's enough!"
That's enough!
And his tooth popped out, and it flew into the air and popped right there on the table. Leo was very scared and shocked, and everyone around him was cheering, and they were very, very happy. That night, Leo felt very nervous. He looked at his mother and said, "Mama, what if I'm not ready?" His mother, the queen, said, "Don't worry, little Leo. Raton Pérez will help you." So what did little Leo do? He quickly wrote a little letter. "Dear Raton Pérez, I need your help." Then he folded his letter, put it under the pillow, and went to bed. Later at night, he felt something move, and there he was, the tiny little mouse, wearing glasses and carrying a bag.
Good evening. I am Raton Pérez. Can you put my tooth back? I'm not ready to be king. Give me something so no one notices my stutter.
Once a tooth falls, it cannot go back. What do you truly want? Come with me first.
And with a snap of his finger, they disappeared like magic. They arrived at a small house, and 5 children were sleeping under a small, thin blanket.
They look cold.
Little Leo took off his warm cape and gently covered them, and the children slept peacefully. Raton Pérez snapped again, and they went to another place. There, a boy was sleeping outside near a small fire. Leo noticed that the boy had no food. What did Leo do? He placed his favorite caramel apple beside the boy. Then he took off his gold brooch and pinned it to the boy's t-shirt. Raton Pérez snapped again, and like magic, they reached back to the palace.
I wanted to test you, and you have passed.
The very next morning, Prince Leo was crowned king, and the crowd cheered with happiness.
We crown the king!
Leo stepped forward, and he took a deep breath.
In my first act as king, I invite everyone to a feast, and no one in this kingdom will go hungry.
The crowd murmured in surprise. All the advisors and courtiers were shocked, and the queen, his mother, was very proud. That day, everyone in the kingdom, rich and poor, they all sat down together and enjoyed a grand feast. They were all so happy that no one noticed Leo's stutter at all. The little king realized that he couldn't stop becoming king, but he could choose the kind of king that he wanted to be. And from that day on, King Leo ruled with kindness, courage, and heart. For more such stories, like, share, and subscribe only to Talk Tales. Bye.